Welcome, my name is Balaj and you have here the Huawei Mate 10 Lite, a beautiful new smartphone coming out in the next few weeks, which was announced parallel to the Mate 10 and Mate 10 Pro. Now this is a little bit of the same size, we have kind of the same specs with 64 gigs and 4 gigs of RAM like in the regular Mate 10, but obviously we have here a slower processor and different cameras built in, but still dual SIM as you can also read here, and also a nice big 6-inch design and also 18:9, so it's actually a combination of the hardware of the Huawei Mate 10 and the design of the Mate 10 Pro, which is quite interesting. But let me just take this here off and let's start off with what you will find inside the box. You have here obviously your SIM card reader, then you have here your smartphone, and let me take out this box and this box obviously also. So let's start with the smallest one, where we will find a little case. Now this is not as a soft touch case as you have seen with the Mate 10 Pro, but this is a little bit stronger, sturdier and looking quite good here. As you can see, it's strong and still see-through. I have the golden version, there's different colors available, but let me show you that in a minute in detail. You can see already here we will have a beautiful device to unravel for you. But first, let's take out the SIM card reader help device, because we will need that in a minute, and let's see what we will find inside this extra box. So as you can see, we have a micro USB cable. Yes, micro USB, not Type-C. That's again for the Lite devices a little bit strange, but that's something Huawei is doing still this year. They don't get Type-C unless they're a premium device. Then you have your headset here with regular in-ears, a straight jack plug and one microphone and one button on the other side. So really just one button, no volume control, and not super fast charger, but a regular fast charger with 5 volts and 2 amps. Which is enough because we have a 3500 milliamp battery inside here, so you need about 1.5 hours to charge it completely. So on the bottom you can see we have a headset jack, micro USB, speaker, microphone and 2 screws, so you can take off the screen if you want to change that in the future. Then on the side we have here the possibility to take out the SIM card or dual SIM card slot. So one SIM card and the other SIM card goes also right here, as you can read maybe, and then there's also a possibility to use a micro SD card to expand the internal 64 gig storage, and one SIM card if you don't need a secondary SIM card slot. Then on the top, one microphone, no infrared. On this side, the volume rocker on the top and the on and off switch right below. It's good to reach, a little bit high maybe, but it's still alright. It's above the half of the device. And then on the top we have a dual camera system, 13 megapixels and 2 megapixels for bokeh features, some sensors here, and on the back we have also a dual camera system which is standing out a little bit. You can see it here, it's popping out with 16 and 2 megapixels, a little flashlight, this little fingerprint reader obviously, and then a beautiful metal design with the golden color right now here in my hand, looking quite shiny and quite nice. Also have here the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, so we can see in comparison from the back, obviously this is the brown one, it looks a little bit different, there is more metal here, it looks different also when it comes to the ports. There's no headset jack for example on the Pro one, but from the size and display size and even display resolution it's actually the same. So you can see here both about 6 inches, 18:9 both, and both have the 2160 x 1080 resolution, which is quite interesting to see, but more about that in a detailed comparison soon on my YouTube channel, so definitely subscribe and check that out in the future. So you can see that the screen is nicely visible from any angle. From the front the colors are a little bit obviously better than from the sides, but otherwise it's still nice and quick with an 8-core processor. Let me open up CPU Z, and then here at the beginning of the SoC you can see here we have an 8-core processor which is also running with the Mali T830, so we will get probably quite good gaming results. Then what we also have here is for the device, you can see we have 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal memory like it said it on the box, and 5.93 inches. Then the system itself, Android 7, that's again a drawback compared to the Mate 10 and Mate 10 Pro, no Android 8 yet. And then battery and so on, the other stuff is not that interesting for you guys to see. Let's rather check out here that the device is running quite quickly. We don't have a 5 GHz, I'm connected to a 2 GHz network right now, 5 GHz doesn't work for some reason, but LTE is obviously 4G built in, and obviously we don't have to use it in German. We can also select at the beginning when we set it up English and use it obviously in that language. That's no problem at all. Just let me switch it right here so you understand more. Let me go back here and let me close up all the apps running in the background so we have everything in English now. So I didn't take any pictures yet, but let's take a peek at what the camera can do. I have some flowers in the background, you can see them right there, and I can obviously zoom in, and even then it looks quite nice. But we have a lot of features on the top, like we can do portrait mode, which is obviously not that great for flowers, but we can also do here live moving pictures, and also that part where we can just, for example, have some object and all around it will be all blurry thanks to the aperture, which we will check out later on our full review. Obviously we can switch to video mode, where we can shoot in up to full HD resolution. That's the maximum you can select. Here for the pictures we can also go back here to the picture mode, and then you can see there that's also not only 8 megapixel, but that's for the aperture feature that's 8, and otherwise it's 16 megapixels at 4:3. You can also go here to the left, and then you can see we have a lot of features here still that you can use every day, but these are now regular features with, I would say, Huawei handies. And I didn't want to exit, I'm sorry, I wanted to switch to the front camera, where you can see me now with the beauty mode on. Let me turn that off, or the portrait mode, and you can see the 30 megapixel camera shoots quite nicely here with not the best light at night, but obviously again here also a lot of possibilities to choose from, and a few less here for the extra feature side here on the left. Also video mode for the front in full HD, which is quite great for selfie videos or live videos or something like that. But you can see here on the bottom the sharpness is there, but it's the ISO is going a little bit crazy. And when we go back to the back camera, when I'm talking about ISO, you can see the pro mode is missing here on the bottom, because you have to select it right here, and then you have all your features that you might want to use as a pro smartphone user to, for example, take a nice picture here of the package. And now if I want it a little bit darker, I can do a little bit of less ISO. Here we go, like 100 or 200 or something like that. And then I can change also the shutter speed, which make it a little bit dark in the beginning, but I can select the one I want, but it's also showing you what it thinks is the best is at 125, and I can also go back to the auto, and then it says 113 is probably the best right now to choose from, and so on. So we can also close it by pressing the X button, and yeah, that's actually it from the first impression. I think it's a quite beautiful phone. Obviously it's not as good as the Pro phone, but this costs us half the price with $330 or $349 or $399 depending on the country and depending on what you will want inside. It's also called the Nova 2i, and in some other countries even other names here, the brand new Huawei Mate 10 Lite, but it's all the same phone but with different configurations when it comes to the RAM and the internal memory. So thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs. Until next time, peace and again.